Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the pre-travel day vlog. It's not been the best one because it's been a bit sort of wishy-washy as to sort of what we've done. But obviously, just going through a couple of bits and pieces. Obviously, we made the decision to stay the night before at the Travel Lodge in Great Dunmow. Just worked out better for us to do that. Hotel's location, pretty good.
Yeah.
They've literally opened today from renovations from all accounts, and you can smell it's fresh paint and everything's very sort of clean and tidy. So good for us. Obviously, earlier on in the vlog, I mentioned about us going to the Kick and Dicky pub.
Yeah.
Which we were very impressed with, weren't we? It's a little bit noisy in there, but that was just unlucky. That's not their fault. We're in bar area. James had mac and cheese and chips. Julia had lasagna.
Yes.
Which is homemade lasagna.
It was a homemade lasagna.
Not the frozen type.
No, and it was very tasty. Definitely recommend that one.
And I had cod chips and mushy peas, which again is very, very nice. So it's just an option if you are staying at this hotel. If you're staying the night before, you're going away or whatever, that is another option. There is a restaurant in the hotel. Can't tell you what it's like. Didn't go in there. They do some food, and obviously alcohol at the bar and stuff like that. And they do breakfast as well. Again, we won't be here for that because we're leaving in the morning at 2:30 a.m. Can you wait for that?
Can't wait.
Can't wait. You can sense the excitement. Just very quickly, so you know, James is here. He's just over there on his phone. Say hi, James. Hello. Good chat. So yeah, that concludes Pillar Talk for tonight. But basically, I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve by getting ourselves over here, being in the right place, and not have too far to go in the morning. Julia's driving to the airport in the morning, so I can do a little bit of vlogging on the way there and show you sort of the meet and greet process as best as I can. And then we will hopefully be in the sort of departure area by about sort of 2:45, 2:50. The check-in desk opens at 2:55, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're tired and bleary on the next vlog, guys, you'll know why, because it's so early. But anyway, for now, thanks for watching. As I say, it's not been the best one, but stick with it because we've got loads of travel vlogs and lives coming out. Cheers, guys. Okay, so come to the end of travel day. So we started this morning at 2:30. It was earlier than that, wasn't it? 2:30 a.m. we left the hotel. We were going to the meet and greet, which you'll see a little bit of. Julia actually recorded it, so I'm going to include that in the vlog that comes out today. All very straightforward. If you're a worrier like I am, you do sort of get a bit apprehensive about this stuff. But I did watch a couple of videos, and it all looked pretty straightforward, and it was really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No grief. All very well organised, all very well explained. The guy even said, "Is this your first time?" or something like that, didn't he? The only thing that sort of once you left the meet and greet, he wasn't particularly well sort of signposted as to where to go to get to the main terminal. Now, I sort of knew anyway from years gone by, and I did remember, but because the lifts sort of were they were shut, those accesses, weren't they?
Yes.
At that time of day. Yeah, so this is one of those. If it was sort of during the day, you wouldn't have a problem. So just bear that in mind, guys. Jet to check in. All pretty standard, all pretty fine, wasn't it? Yeah. No real ag there. Security was all right considering it's sort of the beginning of the Easter holidays. It moved quite quickly. Ridiculously, my bag was the only one that seemed to get picked out, and then they made me wait for about 15-20 minutes, wasn't it? And then they didn't even look in the bag.
No.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. We were all very good. We didn't get anything in the world of duty free.
James just got some trainers.
James did get a pair of trainers. Got a few bits of the plane, didn't we? Some drinks and what have you. We did get a cheeky Weatherspoons, but only a light breakfast because we've got something on the plane already, haven't we?
Yes. I had some nice fruit with yogurt and granola.
Yeah. James had egg on toast, didn't he?
Yeah.
And what did I have? A muffin, a sausage and egg. I was going to say McMuffin.
It was a sausage and egg muffin.
Muffin, just muffin, not McMuffin.
With hash brown.
With 2 hash browns.
Oh, 2.
2,
Okay.
yeah. Flight, all very well. Fairly straightforward, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On time. We were a little bit late leaving, but I think that was just down to sort of just getting a slot, wasn't it? Really, because everyone was on board in good time, weren't they? The crew and were very friendly. They took our picture, didn't they?
They did.
Nutters. I was going to say something and I can't think what I was going to say. The Jet 2 food wasn't great, I didn't think.
I had the vegetarian and it was alright.
No, mine wasn't great.
Well, maybe you should have gone veggie.
James's pizza was nice, so nice that he kept it and he's eaten it since he's been here cold. Because he's a nutter.
Half on the plane and half here.
Yeah. So that was all good. Now we'll come on to when we arrived. Now this is not anyone's fault other than the EU and these bloody e-gates. Now I've heard horror stories about them. And listen, we were through, all of us, within about 25 minutes. However, I was through within 5 minutes. James was probably through within 10 minutes. And I was being shuffled on, and because Julia had already been pulled out of the line because her passport wouldn't go through because she looked different to her picture, apparently. And they're telling me to leave James, and I'm saying I'm not going to leave James. He's a 15-year-old boy. He's not going to be left in an airport by himself. So I was waiting sort of whilst I could still see him. So James and I then went to get the luggage, which took ages to come. And it took you about 25 minutes in, didn't it? Because you had to go through the manual check.
I had to go to the manual, so I had to go where all the families go. I got held up in all that traffic to have my photo and my fingerprints taken.
So what I'll say about it is it can work well, but Julia wasn't the only one that happened to. And also there was another couple who she got through, and she was being shuffled along like I was, and she said, well, I'm not going to leave my husband who's got dementia. You know, they need to think about things like that. I mean, there are scenarios that you can't just leave that individual by themselves.
Well, especially if you're not meant to use your mobile phones and things in that department.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it says no video, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, we got through. We didn't do private transfer this time, and I sort of wish we had, but it was fairly straightforward. We were the first ones to get dropped off, but we were waiting ages, weren't we? I think that's my point.
But that was just because of the e-gates
Yeah.
and then the luggage situation. Because everyone was stuck at the e-gates,
Yeah.
the luggage carousel was full, so nothing else could go on it
Yeah.
until people came and got their luggage.
So, yeah, I mean, we were the first to be dropped off, and about, what, half hour?
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Wasn't long. It's quite a nice journey, actually, wasn't it? Actually, quite, you see the scenery and what have you.
Yeah.
We got here a little bit of a queue at the hotel, but it's always like that on check-in and out day.
There was another coach that got here just before us.
Yeah, so it's one of those you never really worry about it. You're on holiday, aren't you? So, we had a little bit of a snack in the snack bar. We then had lunch. Although I don't think I was that hungry to have lunch, but we had it anyway. Went for a little walk. Then I think we're all pretty shattered, if I'm honest. So we sort of had a bit of a rest this afternoon, and then Julie and I went out for a 1.7 mile walk.
We did.
And it's not flat, guys, like the county of Cambridgeshire where we're from. It is pretty hilly around here. And if you join me for any lives over the next few days, you'll see it. But we did that. Then we came back, just had a bit of a brush up, and we've just come back from dinner. And I think we're all now beginning to flag. So I'm going to do some editing once I've finished. James is talking to his friends online. And Julia, what are you doing?
I'm going to read my book.
I'm going to read your book. Do your nails, or have you done them now?
No, I haven't done them.
Okay, cool. Right, guys, so thanks for watching. This is travel day almost over and done with. Absolutely no idea what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be going out for a live, weather permitting, in the morning, and then perhaps we'll all go out for a nice walk and bring you guys along with us as well. So nothing planned really for tomorrow. So yes, thanks for watching, and we will reconvene in the next vlog. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk, otherwise known as End of Day Chat. So what have we done today? I got up at 6:30 and I went out and did a live stroll, which is on the channel. So if you are interested in watching the rerun of a very quiet Pigera, feel free to watch that back. It was very popular this morning, actually. So it was pretty good. We were out for about an hour, and yeah, it went well. We had quite a few people sort of commenting and chatting and what have you. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Got back, first breakfast of the holiday here, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's all right.
it was okay.
Wasn't the best, but it certainly wasn't the worst either. But
There
yeah,
was a lot of choice.
Yeah, but a lot of choice of nothing.
Yeah, there were cereals, fruits, yogurts, eggs, bacon,
Yeah, I don't know. It's a 4-star
cheese,
hotel.
hams,
Just
bread,
anyway, whatever.
pastries.
There was something we could have. Anyway,
Yeah, I had churros with chocolate sauce for breakfast.
what did we do after that? Did we go straight out for a nice walk?
We did go out for a walk.
We did. So I enjoyed my live stroll so much this morning that we then decided we were going to go for the same walk with Julia and James. Now, obviously, by this time, probably about 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
And it was beginning to warm up. I think Julia, we all went out with some sort of cardigan or hoodie on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you were the first to take your top off, weren't you?
I took my hoodie off.
That was sort of on the third of the 3 beaches we were on. And then I think James and me did both keep our tops on, didn't we? All the way around. Although, guys, and it wasn't on video, thank God. But I was sitting on a seawall with Julia and James, but I think they purposely put me in the place I was.
You sat where you wanted.
Because a wave came in and I was completely oblivious to it coming in, and the splash, and it got me. And there was some German girl next to me, and her face, because I blasphemed in English, was a picture.
They were laughing as
Yeah,
well.
I'm sure they were. I'm sure the universal language of I think you can imagine is pretty universal in most languages, isn't it? So yes, highly amusing for everyone else other than me, and it was freezing. It's absolutely freezing. Anyway, we then continued our walk along the boulevard. That was all good. We got a couple of drinks for the room, just because, and I'll tell you something in a minute. The way it works here with the all-inclusive is fine. It is all-inclusive, but they don't want you to bring glasses sort of around the pool, and I don't really think they want you to bring them up to your rooms. So they give you sort of tokens. So it is a pain in the arse, because I sometimes like bringing the glass back.
And they get a plastic cup.
For wine and cocktails.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal. Anyway, we did bring the cups up last night because we were rebels. Only for me to go to have a drink of my Coke this morning after my long walk, to look at the cup, almost take a swig, and have about 200,000 ants all over it. It was horrendous. They were in the room. Oh, it was awful, guys. It was absolutely awful. I had to go and speak to reception, and they finally, probably about 4 o'clock, didn't it? It was about 4 o'clock this afternoon. They come and fumigated the room.
And then they came back at half
and then,
5.
And then they came back at 5:30, just when you're getting ready for going out for the evening, and they fumigated the room again. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, they've done it. It does look a lot better, but obviously no sweets, no drinks in the room, so we don't encourage, that's the word I was looking for, the little bleepers.
Yes.
Anyway, going back
To the pool?
yes, we went down to the pool. That was supposed to be heated.
The indoor pool.
Indoor pool was supposed to be heated. Suffice to say, Julia and James did not go in.
No.
Yet again, they used me as the guinea pig, and I did go in, and I did one length, and I got back out again, and let's just say things were a lot smaller than they were when I got in.
You were very cold.
It was very cold. We then, what did we do then?
Decided to go out to the beach.
Oh yes, we went to the beach. By this time, guys, it's probably about 14, 15,
Yeah, about that.
something like that. And we went onto the beach, degrees, yeah, and well, not Fahrenheit,
No,
bloody freezing.
Celsius.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It
was a bit chilly wind.
Anyway, we went onto the beach, and it was fine to start with, wasn't it? For the first, 3/4 of an hour, you went into the sea, or paddled. Put your foot in.
I went in up to my knees, but the waves were coming up my legs.
And it was cold, and I can
It
vouch
was
for that.
cold.
Anyway, I sat on my towel watching the whole charade, which again is on video, guys. So you'll see that on this vlog, probably before this.
But I was the only brave one that actually went in the sea.
The only stupid one.
I was warm.
Anyway, we then, because we'd had a quick snack before we went out, we then didn't think we really wanted lunch. But James has been a bit poorly, so he said he did want something to eat, something basic. So we did go in for lunch quite late, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We then came up to the room, and by this time it probably was about, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really hot on our balcony. And I went out there and was just sort of playing music, and I fell asleep, guys. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm quite red in the face. It didn't feel that hot on the beach, and I knew it felt hot on the balcony because there was no wind, because it was being broken by obviously the walls. And it was hot out there, but I fell asleep, and yeah, the rest is history. We just had dinner. That was all fine, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And then I was forced to play bingo, which you could barely hear the numbers being called out, so it led to Julia shouting at me. So in conclusion today, I think we've had quite a good day actually, haven't we? The weather has been a lot more kinder to us than it was yesterday on our arrival. Tomorrow is supposed to be warmer again, I believe, and it is young James's birthday tomorrow as well, so there's a few little surprises for him tomorrow, if he behaves himself. So yeah, we will do some more vlogging tomorrow, and yes, that will be the one after this one. So hope you've enjoyed the vlog, guys. I am enjoying this little bit of pillow talk at the end because it sort of ends the vlog quite nicely with what we've done. So yeah, we've enjoyed doing that. And yes, enjoy, and we will catch up with you next time. Cheers, guys. So we're coming to the end of another vlog. It has been James's birthday today, so he's had a nice day. He won't come into this pillow chat, I'm afraid to say, but he has had a good day. I can promise you. There's a few sort of little clips on the vlog. Nothing that will embarrass him, because I know he wouldn't want to be embarrassed. We went to the market this morning, and that was all right.
Yeah.
It had lots of different sort of bits and pieces. We were very good. We didn't buy anything, but if you wanted sort of certain things, belts, wallets, jewellery, handbags, handmade stuff,
trinkets,
little things like that. Just good to sort of go and have a look, see what it was. If you are in Peguera, it starts near Lidl, sort of at the top of the boulevard, sort of works its way back down. Excuse me, sort of a quarter of the way down. So it's a reasonable size on both sides of the road, actually. So worth coming to sort of have a look at, just sort of to, if nothing else, sort of lose an hour and a half of your day, isn't it? Really, I think. Anyway, what else have we done today? It's been sort of fairly.
Bit of a lazy day.
Bit of a lazy day, yeah. We haven't had very good weather today. We went for obviously a walk, sort of in parts, sort of going to the market, and then we've just come back from a meal at the beach club, which is on the main beach here in Peguera, and which was recommended to me Very, very nice. It was very, very busy in there, and I'm a fond believer. If you come across a busy restaurant like that, you know it's pretty good. And there pretty much wasn't a spare table in there most of the time we were there until near the end, was there?
No.
And then walking
food
back,
was nice.
and well, that's what I said. Pretty good, isn't it? Yes, it was all very, very nice. The pizza that James got was absolutely massive. He couldn't finish it, and we were so full from eating ours, we couldn't help him, could we? Really? So, um, we had a nice walk back, and then we caught unbelievably a really, really nice sunset, which I sort of will include on this vlog, so you should have seen that by now. Because it really has been a cold and cloudy day today, hasn't it? It really has. And I think we had probably about 3/4 of an hour around 3 o'clock on the balcony where the sun was out.
Yes.
Apart from that, it's been pretty naff today, hasn't it? Really. Tomorrow's supposed to be wet, which is obviously a nuisance. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the last 3 days, are supposed to be quite hot. So hopefully we can make the most of beach, pool, maybe, just sort of chilling out rather than sort of trying to find things to do, because that's obviously the worst thing, isn't it? So yeah, that brings to an end pillow chat for this one. The next vlog, all things all things being equal, sorry, we're hopefully going to go to Palma tomorrow, so be a bit more to see maybe there. Hopefully the weather doesn't curtail it too much, but we'll make the best of it, we always do. And yeah, we'll catch up in the next one. Cheers, guys. Okay, so we are at the end of the vlog, and you've got your favourite segment, Pillow Talk. So today has been a little bit of a restful day, although first thing this morning we did, as promised, go into Palma. Now, in the end, we got the bus from Peguera there and back. If you're going to do it, it is the 102 bus. Now, depending on where you are in Peguera, there's 2 bus stops that we've seen on the main sort of boulevard, and then you said you saw another one up near Lidl, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it's 3 that we know of, but I'm not sure the bus must go up that way, mustn't it?
There's lots of bus stops.
Yeah, but we've only seen the 3.
Yes, but if you go on the map, you can
Yes,
see
yeah, around Peguera.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got the bus. It took about half an hour to get to Palma. Now, I was following the instructions on Google from the point of view of getting off at the stop nearest to the cathedral. Although we could have gone right into the bus terminal, which I'll come on to in a minute. But we got off where we did because I was listening to Google, and it just goes to show Google isn't always right. But it was probably closer than the bus terminal to the cathedral, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. I think it took us about 10-15 minutes to walk from the stop to the cathedral. Cathedral was very nice. I have put a little note on the vlog, but just be careful of pickpocketing around there. Not sure how prevalent it would have been at this time of year. It is the Easter holidays, and to be fair, we did see more than one police presence, didn't we? So maybe they're aware of it now, and sort of acting upon it, and just sort of showing a little bit of sort of presence. Would you agree? But no, the cathedral was all very nice, and it was nice that we could sort of have a proper look, because I did say to Julie when we were on the bus on the cruise last year when we went to Solar Village, that it would have been nice to have had a look at that. But with all the sort of stuff about the pickpocketing, I just I think we both agreed that it was just go back to the ship, didn't we?
Yeah.
At the time. Anyway, we've done it now, so pleased we did that. Really, really scenic. Yeah. Took some nice photos, took some videos, all be on the vlog. This vlog. What did we do after that? We walked sort of along one of the main sort of shopping streets, didn't we?
Yeah.
We found a nice little sort of square, didn't we?
Yeah, had a drink in a
Where
cafe.
we had a drink in a cafe. I called it a bar on the vlog, but it was a cafe, really. Yeah.
The menu looked nice there as well. We obviously didn't eat, but
No.
there was nice things.
The problem is with eating, guys, out, is James especially is very, very fussy. So unless you can get chips or pasta or something like that, it becomes very, very difficult to get. Whereas Julie and I, if we were by ourselves, we would be a little bit more adventurous.
Yes.
Adventurous. Anyway, so our adventurous side came out by going to McDonald's for lunch in the end. So we did that, and then, funnily enough, that McDonald's, by some miracle, was opposite the bus terminus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I say bus terminus, it's more like a transport terminus, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because it had, are you alright?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Am I boring you?
No.
Oh, good. They had buses, metro, and trains there, didn't they?
They did.
And it was like an underground city, and it literally, I don't know how big this place was underneath Palma, but it was massive, wasn't it?
It was huge.
You know, if they ever had a nuclear apocalypse here, they'd have somewhere to go. I'll tell you.
Hide down there.
Hide down there. Anyway, why are you tapping me?
I'm not.
Oh. What was I saying? Yeah, the bus. Yeah, so we managed to get the bus from there. Say very, very straightforward. I did do a little bit of videoing on the way back, which again I did a little bit of talking over when I was doing the editing earlier on. And then we got back, just had a bit of a walk around. Nothing too exciting this afternoon. We actually managed to get out on the sunbeds.
We did.
For an hour and a half, couple of hours. The sun actually came out. It was good. Had a nice dinner. Probably one of the nicer dinners tonight, wasn't it? Here.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Quite nice. Had a quick drink in the bar, and then we've come up to the room. Julie's watching the film. I'm watching some vlogs, and James is playing games with his friends. So that is how exciting our evening has been, guys. So
a nice chilled one.
There was music at the hotel. Bublé, wasn't it? Michael Bublé.
Yes.
Which I've got -0 interest in. So hence, I think we all felt like that really. And we've all got something to do, whether it be on the pad or game, whatever. So that's our day, guys. But I'd well recommend, if you are coming here, doesn't matter whether it's Pagera or anywhere else, go into Palma for a morning or a day, whatever you want to do. You know, some stuff to see. You know, we literally, and I mean literally, scratched the surface, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't do any research at all, which is totally unlike me. If you've seen any of the other vlogs, you'll know how much research I do normally. But I literally just didn't do any. Maybe I should have. But anyway, it was good to wing it, wasn't it?
It was.
So, right, guys, that's it for this one. Catch us up on the next one. Not quite sure what we're doing tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very lazy day tomorrow, isn't it, really?
It's going to be sunny, so it'll be nice, chilled, relax, and enjoy some sunshine.
So there might not be much vlogging tomorrow. We'll see. Have a good one, guys. Catch up soon. Okay, so we are at the end of another vlog. So today is Thursday the 2nd of April. Thursday the 2nd of April, yeah. So we have got 2 more full days left. So today it was supposed to be the first of 3 lazy days. But when I took the dog, when I went for my live stroll this morning without the dog, I always say with the dog because I take the dog all the time, I was thinking to myself, what else can we do just to sort of fill some gaps? Anyway, I've forgotten the place we went to. Do you remember what it was called?
No.
Calais Fornell.
Okay.
Yeah. We went to Calais Fornell, which is within walking distance of Pagera. Well, no, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we walked there. So we walked along the boulevard, along the main beach, which we showed you before, and then at the end there is a very, very steep set of stairs that again I've pointed out to you, so never do that in a million years. Anyway, well, exactly, Julie's reaction. We had to today to get to where we wanted to go. Those stairs were very steep, and the steps themselves were quite deep steps, so it was a very tough climb going up there. There was a handrail, so it was obviously perfectly safe. We made it to the top because obviously we're here now talking to you, so we survived. It was then sort of a fairly sort of steady, leisurely walk from there to where we were going. We went through sort of quite a nice sort of Mediterranean sort of village style place, didn't we? Really. So that was nice. And we got to this sort of Californiel sort of bay again, very very nice. James tried to go out into a cave and ride the hell out of us, but he came back. But it was beautiful sort of scenery, blue water, sort of how you imagine it, isn't it? Really? Are your eyes watering again?
Yes.
Oh dear. So once we'd done that, we made our way back down those steps, which is as far as you're going down for me and James, not for Julia, because of her leg. We then made our way along the boulevard, did a little bit of shopping, nothing too extravagant, we got a few bits and pieces. And then we had sort of a lazy sort of end of the morning on the beach before lunch. And then in the after lunch, it sort of clouded over a bit, didn't it? So we sort of tried to sit out on the balcony for a bit, but it was a bit, bleh, really. So we ended up just sort of coming into the room and sort of almost doing our own thing. All three of us. James was on his Switch, Julie was reading a book, and I was sort of doing some editing and all that sort of stuff. And then we come to the end of another day. So not the most exciting, but it was a nice walk, wasn't it? We enjoyed it.
It was. It was lovely.
You said you enjoyed it at dinner. Don't fib to me at dinner and then. No, anyway, we enjoyed it. Right. I don't know, guys, what's going to be happening vlogging tomorrow and Saturday. I say that because we've all decided it's going to be quite lazy. The weather is supposed to be the best tomorrow and Saturday, isn't it? So hopefully we'll be having very lazy days. I will be doing my lives definitely tomorrow. Probably not Saturday because I've got to do the hotel review. So yeah, enjoy the live tomorrow. If you've already seen it and you've seen this vlog, then you'll say, what am I saying that for? Anyway, take care and we will reconvene at the next one. Cheers, guys. Hi, guys. And this is the final pillow talk of the series. And it's possibly the one you've been waiting for the most. The hotel review and holiday review. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the hotel review first of all. Now, I'm going to say sort of from the outset, when we first got here, initial thoughts were I think it was okay.
It looked really nice.
Yeah, it looked really nice to start with. We got here reasonably early, so we couldn't get into our room straight away. So we sort of made use of the sort of little pool bar and sort of snack bar, didn't we?
We did.
And then didn't we go for lunch as well?
Yes.
We were pigs.
We had lunch.
Yeah, and then I think we just sort of went for a little stroll, didn't we, before we could get into room. But we were in our room by 2, weren't we?
It was 2:00 we could check in.
Yeah.
So we were at the desk.
Now, by the time you see or listen to this bit of it, you'll have already seen the room review. So I think we can all accept that the room was far too small for 3 people. Just not enough sort of storage.
Not enough storage, not enough space. But from the point of getting the room, it was a disappointment because we walked in and there was no toilet roll. So I had to go and help myself to some from the maid's cart. There was no shampoo, so that bottle was empty again. I had to go and get a bottle off of the maid's cart myself, which was disappointing when you think it's a 4-star hotel and they're here to get the room ready for you.
I think sort of first impressions are always pretty key, aren't they? In whatever job or whatever you're doing in life, sort of first impressions are key, aren't they? And to have that as soon as we sort of came through the door was pretty frustrating.
Don't get me wrong, all the room staff, all the room maids, everyone was really helpful. Whenever I've asked them for anything, they have gone above and beyond to get what I've asked for. But it was just disappointing it wasn't ready upon arrival.
Yeah, agreed. So that aside, I think the food has been pretty samey, hasn't it? There's although there is choice, it's the same choice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to describe it. There's not a lot of variety. Um,
It's not a huge buffet
when you
selection.
think, as Julie's just said, it's a 4-star hotel. I think it is pretty disappointing. Sort of the options you have. I mean, an example. We went to a 4-star hotel in Turkey, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And there was far more sort of variety there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You know, and the kids especially were far better catered for, which I don't think necessarily has been the case here, have they?
No, other than chips.
Other than chips and rice and pasta, maybe.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot for them really. So that that is a bit of a disappointment.
What I will say though is the food has all been cooked really well. Some really nice salads as well available.
Yeah, no, you can't question the not necessarily the quality, but the preparation. I think it's the best, isn't it? Because I think you always know, unfortunately, if you've eaten something that hasn't agreed with you. I think we all know what I'm saying, so we don't need to elaborate on that. I think we'll move on to the entertainment or lack of.
Yeah.
It's just almost non-existent, isn't it? I mean, I think one night there was bingo where you could hardly hear the bingo caller, could you?
No.
Another night there was Bublé, Michael Bublé, which again that doesn't interest us, but that's our preference, isn't it?
Well, tonight at 9 o'clock in the disco is the Spanish dancers.
Okay.
So
there is bits and pieces going on, but not a lot. And I think for the size of hotel, they could have a couple of options, couldn't they? Perhaps. Yeah. And I think that's again what we're getting at.
And possibly in peak season, they may well have.
Yeah, and this is what you got to bear in mind, guys. When we're talking about this is the first proper week of the season for them. However, should it be any different the first week of the season to the last week of the season? Only you guys can, decide that. Really, we've got our opinions, and we know we're entitled to them like you are. Slightly disappointing that the want for a better phrase, main swimming pool.
The indoor pool.
Well, we can talk about that as well, but I was talking about the main outdoor one.
The freshwater pool.
Not in use, and that is sort of where primarily the sun is most of the day, and where, by definition, I've showed you in this vlog as well, that there is all the sunbeds are around it, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they make that decision to make it their main area, and then they don't have the pool open.
No.
So slightly frustrating and confusing, but again,
it looked like it needed a really good clean.
It certainly did. It's bogey green. The indoor pool, again, you've seen that in the hotel review, but it was supposed to be heated, and I went in it on Monday.
Yeah.
And it was freezing. There was no heating involved.
Which was really disappointing because we would have made use of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially a couple of days this week you've not been able to be outside, and it becomes a real pain. If you can't then use the facilities that you've paid for. So it is disappointing. There's no two ways about it. Is there anything else before we come on to any problems?
No, these lights.
These lights, you've seen it already before this. The lights flickering. We've had this pretty much since.
All week.
I don't think it was the first day we were here. Something has changed since maybe Monday or Tuesday, I think. But it's certainly been most of the week. and they kept on saying the same thing to us. Oh, the electrician's looking into it. The electrician's looking into it. And then we had no lights this afternoon, so they sent one of the maintenance guys up, and he replaced the whole unit in one of the bulbs. And we've come back from a meal, and the whole place is flickering again like a Christmas tree. I mean,
It's calmed down now.
I joke about people having sort of epileptic fits, but if you did suffer from that, it would be quite detrimental, I think, wouldn't it? It was pretty bad at one point. Well, you've seen it on some of the videos prior to listening to this. So that is certainly something that they need to get sorted out. Apparently, it is only this floor.
Yeah, and there is a power problem, because you try the hairdryer, and the first day we were here, the hairdryer was absolutely fine, and then since then there's just hardly any power going to it.
Yeah,
it's really really weak. I mean, my hand fan is more powerful than that hairdryer at the moment.
They've got a serious issue with ants here. Now, the first night we were here, I brought a drink up to the room. The room, if I'd have seen ants in here prior to going out, I'd have done something about it. But when I brought my drink back, went to have a drink of it later on in the evening, and there must have been 100 ants on it. So where they'd come from, I've no idea. Obviously in the walls. And then poor old James, he had a hot chocolate yesterday, and these ants must have actually been in the bottom of the cup when the hot chocolate was put in there, because all of a sudden, he's seeing ants floating in his hot chocolate. And then we've actually been down there and actually had a look around that station, and there's ants everywhere, isn't there? It's pretty terrible, to be honest with you.
All on the bar.
And they were all crawling on the bar. So yeah, it's pretty horrendous, really. And again, certainly something they need to get in hand. I mean, you'd think the staff would say something, more than anything else, but
Yeah.
it isn't good, is it?
That is in the all-inclusive pool bar.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if you look at the pool bar I mentioned, that wasn't open, but I managed to get in there later on in the vlog. The coffee and the hot sort of drink section. It's all around that area, isn't it?
Yeah, at the end of the bar.
So, yeah. We've mentioned the indoor pool, we've mentioned entertainment, we've mentioned the lights, we've mentioned the ants. Was there anything else? The entertainment, I think we said that, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
So I think a drawing conclusion on the hotel, I don't think we can recommend it, can we? And that's just us. It's a difficult one because, as Julia said, the food has been prepared well, but it's...
I think if I were to come back in the future, I wouldn't go all inclusive. I think I'd probably go bed and breakfast and then eat out, because I mean the breakfast was absolutely fine. Drinks and food in the resort aren't very expensive. There's loads of different options, and I think if I were to come back, I would just go bed and breakfast.
But I think, hand on heart, we wouldn't come back, would we?
No, I don't think I would.
There are certain places that we would go back to. We've done the UK sort of vlog sort of series on the Imperial Hotel in Great Yarmouth, and we've been back there many times, and we praise them to the hill, because you whenever you go there, you always get 110% attention, don't you? That's what you want. You're paying that bit more money.
I think that it's not really a real reflection on the staff, because all the staff here have been lovely, absolutely lovely. I mean, especially the bartenders, really, really lovely chaps.
And the guy, I don't know his name, but the guy when you go into the restaurant, I think he's sort of the head.
The host.
The host.
And the ladies in there as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's so lovely. Yeah. Everyone's always talking, saying hello. And yeah, it's such a shame they've had a few disappointments.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? You both of us at different times, and me still, work in the public sector, and people are very quick to complain, but they're not very quick to praise. And I think it is important that you highlight the good points as well as the bad points, because unless they know about these things, they're never going to do anything about them, are
No.
they? And I think that's the important thing. You know, it's the same as, you know, my job. You know, if I don't know there's a problem, you can't fix it, and that's ultimately the point I'm making. This is not to criticise the staff, because it's not what it's about. It's not the staff at hotel level, is it, that are the necessarily the problem. It's people above them that need to know what's going on in their hotel. Agreed?
Yeah.
Management, I mean.
The management just need to get the silly problems fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think the point is, finally on this, is it's a 4-star hotel and it's sold as that. Now, we've been to a 4-star hotel in the UK, in Turkey, in New York, and I can honestly say, New York you can't really compare because it wasn't all inclusive, but the room in Turkey, well, James had his separate room in Turkey, didn't he?
I think that's probably the biggest disappointment, is the size of the room. There isn't any space.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's the opinion. The holiday as a whole, I think we were all talking about it just before we've sort of come in and done this. We've all really enjoyed the holiday, and you sort of try and not let the negatives outweigh the positives, don't you? We've had a couple of sort of crap days weather. That's life. But we've gone out and done stuff. We've explored. We went into Palma. We went to California, which is a fair old walk. We went to the market.
Yeah.
So we've done lots of stuff, and it's just nice to be as a family, doing stuff together. When you're at home, life is very busy. We both do full-time jobs. So we only see each other sort of for 2, 3, 4 hours a day properly, don't you? Really?
Yeah.
And half of that is eating and whatever else. So it's nice as a family to be together, and I say the holiday as a whole, we've all really enjoyed. So would definitely recommend coming to Mallorca. I mean, Mallorca has treated us well, I think.
And Pagera is lovely.
Yeah.
If you just want somewhere quiet, just to relax, Pagera is lovely.
And that's the thing; it does have a reputation, as Julie was telling me sort of earlier on, as Little Germany, and I would say predominantly it is German.
A lot of German
yeah.
people. But there are also a lot of English families.
There are a lot of English families, and it doesn't bother us, does it? In fact, Julie gets to practice her German. So yeah, it's not a problem. And yeah, I wouldn't let it put you off. If you want a busier place, go to Magaluf. But if you want a sort of bit of a calm, laid back ambience, Pagera is the place. All right, guys. Well, that concludes Pillow Talk for this one. So I hope some of the information has been beneficial and helped. I will finish the vlog off by a nice, calm sunset, and we'll leave it at that. Cheers, guys. Take care.